What's up, people? No Plan B podcast, new episode. On this week's show, we got Anthony Slack. Big Slim and I, we sat down with this guy that we met more than a decade ago. He came to play basketball, professional basketball, in Ukraine first, and he told us a story about it, and it was so much different from what ballers experience nowadays when they come to the new club here in Europe. The infrastructure in terms of the internet is much different now. You can do video calls with your family in the evening. You can be through the internet connected so much more back to your roots to the US. But this was so different, especially in Ukraine where he had his first season. It was a cultural shock for Slack to be there. He told this very unique story to us on the podcast. And after that, we met here in Germany, where he had his second station in professional basketball in Europe. And from that, his story began. He told us all of it. So let's get into the episode. Big Slim, Anthony Slack, and me talking about all of this. Let's go.
The way that we played basketball this year, the way that we trained was extremely intense.
I mean, it's a win-win. You're improving your performance by enhancing your recovery when using PSR, and you're adding extra years onto your career.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the No Plan B podcast. That's my homeboy, Rene. I'm so excited to have our guest today. What a great guy, just a great guy. So please, people, please like this. Please share this. Please hit that subscribe button and do everything you got to do. A guy with NBA athletic ability. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, when I tell you this, I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I've seen a lot of really great basketball players. I'm blessed to be able to say that. And the first time I saw this guy play, I said to myself, I said, man, you know what? This is really what an NBA player looks like. This is what it feels like. And this dude right here is just a super stud and the homie on top of all that. So ladies and gentlemen, our guest, Mr. Anthony Slack. What's up with you, homie?
Man, nothing but long time coming, man. I appreciate we finally getting this done, man. I'm excited for the conversation we're about to have.
Yeah, man, me too, man. It's just beautiful, man. And, the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, I've seen a lot of great ball players come and go. I've seen a lot of arrogant dudes and a lot of cocky dudes who don't even have, this guy's got more athletic ability in his baby toe than a lot of dudes calling themselves pros got in their whole body, man. He's such a humble dude, man. And so let's just talk about how it all started, bro. Like where this journey, the basketball that we love and know so well, how did it go from, where did it all start? Was it AAU or was it boys club, or when did you fall in love with this ball, bro?
Believe it or not, people don't believe it. I didn't truly start playing basketball until my sophomore year in high school, man. I played grade year, but I didn't really play. I practice, and I was like, man, I'm not about basketball, Then was going to consider football. Then I see my cousin break his collarbone, and I was like, bro, football ain't for me,
Yeah.
Literally from my freshman year to my sophomore year in high school, I grew about 3.5, 4 inches, and then I always just had a motor and just a freakish athletic ability. And so I had no offensive skill set. And so basically my sophomore year in high school, I slowly just started picking up the game. I played hard. I was clumsy at the time. I couldn't catch, all of the things you think about a newbie coming to the game, man. And just the only thing that kept me in the game, and that was that drive and the competitiveness of still trying to be the best person out there,
Nice. Yeah, that's awesome, man. So, I mean, did you enjoy the high school experience? I mean, were your teammates, are you guys still pretty cool now? Was your coach a good guy?
Yeah, man. Coach was crazy, but he was good, man. Similar to kind of the conversations we talk about where coach, he's cussing, he does everything. He was one of those guys where if you weren't working hard, he would get on you.
Yeah.
Able to utilize the talent we had. He knew at the time I could jump high, so I was just a natural shot blocker, and there was no throwing the ball in a post or throwing the ball in slack. He'll go get it. So I was a great rebounder because I had a knack for just working hard, and then a shot blocker, because of my fierce athletic ability. And that only thing I was in high school. My coach, dunks, running the floor as hard as I can, dunks. And remind you, people look at me now, I'm slow a little bit, but I was super skinny now.
Yeah.
I was super skinny. And so I just had that motor, man. The coach was great. My guys, I'm still really, really good friends with the friends that are here, man. Praise to them. And so, I mean, it's just that camaraderie. The basketball world makes the world small.
Yeah.
Still having the relationships I've had for 20 plus years, man, and just the things that you grow from and things that you build from people, man. Like I would never change anything I went through high school.
Oh, that's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. So let's move forward then. How was the college experience, man? Especially, and let me tell the people that it's so rare when you have guys that play college ball together that can actually go on later. We'll get into that later on of being able to play with a college teammate on the professional level, which is what Big Slack did. But let's not jump the gun. How was the college experience for you, man? Did you enjoy that?
Oh, I loved it, man. I actually went the JUCO route first. People don't know it's junior college route, man. As always, growing up in the hood, I was in a sense, trying to get out, and grades weren't good. Didn't have that guidance, man, like most of us athletes do.
Right.
And I was finding a way out. I had 2 scholarship offers coming out, and the first scholarship wanted to send me to a prep school. Virginia Tech wanted to send me to a prep school, and given the insecure mindset and immature mindset I had of having no father at home, stable environment, I didn't want that. You weren't going to tell me when to wake up. You weren't going to tell me how to dress and all of these things. I'm not doing that at a prep school, And so
Sure.
it was like, you got to go to JUCO. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I ended up going to, it's Coffeyville Community College, right? And at the time, they were the number 3 junior college in the nation. And so I went to junior college in my first year. Like I told you, I was not good. I did a red shirting, man. I was playing behind a JUCO All-American, Ryan Martin. Then I was playing behind a point forward, Rick Mahorn, who's in the NBA. His nephew, who was in the NBA, his nephew, Marlon Mahorn, was still playing there. So I didn't get much playing time my freshman year. Mm-hmm. And so I just worked, man. I was blessed to have great teammates that still instill some of the things I knew. And I took things away from the guys that were better than me at the time. And then my sophomore year in junior college, like I just broke out. I put in all of the off-season workouts, working out 2-3 times a week, doing the crazy stuff people think about. I'm going to 5'6", 5'7" point guard, one-on-one full court, just every little thing I think I needed to get better.
Right. I
worked on. I went from averaging 5 points and maybe 4 rebounds a game my freshman year, playing limited minutes behind people, to starting having, I think, 3 triple doubles my sophomore year, get recruited by big Division I colleges, and so I just worked, like I said, I had a work ethic, and I knew I wasn't good. I knew I was never going to be a offensive like juggernaut at that time, but I knew my impact was, bro, if you wanted to play, you got to use your motor. And you got to use that athletic ability. Everything else is going to come if I keep working at it.
Yeah.
So my breakout moment in junior college was I went on a national stage and I averaged 21 and 13 in a national tournament against some of the best guys in the country.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I had a lot of Division I offers. I ended up going to a mid-major because my best friend in junior college, he went there.
Mm-hmm.
And so even then, once again, similar situation, Joe. I had a power forward who was already at the school that I chose, Illinois State.
Yeah. And
I had to play behind him my junior year. But I already had this motor, so I already knew, I was already getting my game better.
Right.
I knew what my goal to myself is I can score 6 points a game just by playing hard.
Preach.
I didn't need a play call. I'm gonna get an offensive rebound. I'm a run. I'm a dunk on you. That's 4 points. Wow, two free throws. That's 6 points. And I just simplified the game in a sense that worked for me at the time.
Yeah.
So I knew how I could impact. I became a fan favorite just by doing that. And so as I grew in college and the coach seeing my growth in my game and just the responsibility started coming. And I just took off. You know, it was, he's still at this time 6'7", 195 pounds wet, but he's getting stronger. He's becoming more well-rounded on the offensive end. He can guard the 1 through 5 on the defensive end. You know, he can impact the game. You can't score. And so that became recognizable. And throughout college, man, it just like every time I seen a guy who I felt was better and I felt I can add to my game, I took it from him. You know, I didn't have to tell anybody, hey, like, I want to do is like, hey, I see this. I got to work on this. Or this guy got a nice hook shot over both shoulders. Let me work on this. Oh, he got a great jab step, you know, to get to his spot. Let me work on this defensively. How to angle myself, being that I'm more athletic than bigger guys. I can pound you. I have to angle myself so if that ball come in, I can use my quickness to get you there. Or like if I can push you off the block 2 or 3 inches, I win.
Right.
All of these things I worked on in college that just made me like become a more dynamic player. You know, again, I was never a offensive guy where at this time we can throw the ball into him. I was a go-getter, you know, and what happened was I turned into a winner. You know what I mean? Yeah,
for sure.
A lot of the things I did didn't show up on the stat sheet, but they felt my impact. Right. You know, you knew if Slack was on the court, you knew he was going to be out there and he was going to get you.
For sure.
So, man, just that entire college experience, the ability to grow from junior college to truly kind of in a sense, embracing the role where I was at, being an underdog again, you know, to going back to the Division I and where, okay, I'm in a similar role, but I'm wiser, I'm stronger, I have more resources. You know, I got my best friend who I can confide in, who himself is an underdog. You know, it's just grind mode. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Like, you know, like you want it or not, you know, and I put in the work and I knew like, hey, if this is what I want to do, if I want to make money doing it, I got to go through it. You know, and it wasn't always pretty, man, but like college was like the best experience for me personally because it truly helped me grow and truly develop my game, you know, to the point where I can be successful playing professionally.
Yeah, man, no doubt. And now let's fast forward to one of my favorite stories of all time, man. I swear to God, the first time I saw you play, now first, for the homies back home that love me to death and know there's one thing on this planet I love, and that's dudes that dunk on people, bro, because I was that dude. And when I saw you, the first time I saw you play, bro, I'll never forget it, man. You got that ball, bro, and it just felt like, because, you know, the thing is, at that time, I just like now, I still got one knee, but at that time, my injury was fresh, and I wasn't dunking no more. And man, when I seen you, man, it was like, bro, it was like it was really like to me like playing a video game where I got a controller in my hand and I hit the triangle button, and I swear, bro, and you got the ball, and you just was like, boom, boom. And you went up and posterized this dude, bro. And I'm announcing the game, mind you, in Hanover, by the way, Rene's town, which he loves to death. And I just went nuts, bro. And, you know, after the game, what really amazed me was how humble you were, bro, because I've been around, like I said, I've been around a lot of ball players, man. And I've been around a lot of dudes, and a lot of guys, when they had really a lot of talent and athletic ability like you, they were really arrogant and cocky. But we had real man-to-man conversations alone. And you were really a down-to-earth, cool-ass dude, bro. And that really impressed me, bro. So, man, you know, let's talk a little bit about how the professional thing went for you, man. How was that experience? How was that journey?
So, man, first and foremost, I love you, big dog.
I love you, homie. Yeah, I love you to death, homie, for sure. For sure.
Man, but crazy part is my first year overseas was horrible. Horrible. Yeah. I ended up going to Ukraine, and just once again, I'm a kid from the hood, man, trying to get his feet wet in this professional environment, man. I'm relying on people who I feel like trust at the time was people who was working for Illinois State, and then, you know, they connects to kind of help me on my journey.
Yeah.
You know, I ended up going to Ukraine. Here's what's crazy, man. The flight over there scared me because I'm going to a foreign country.
Right.
What's going on, right? I just get a flight. I get my passport, bro. I don't have nothing I need. I fly into Denmark, Joe. And this is a crazy story, bro. Where in a sense, like I'm about ready to go home before I even start a game, man. I fly into Denmark. customs and they do this. Thank God for this wonderful woman, bro, who I met because I didn't know where I was going. She finally get me to the right gate. I get to Ukraine, right? The driving, I'm about to tell y'all, bro. I'm like, hold on. I was already created. I'm walking. They got the AKs and everything. This is new now.
Right.
I'm from the hood. I'm okay with it. But bro, like, come on now. I just come from college. I don't know nothing y'all speaking because they speak that broken English, right?
Yeah.
They're trying to speak Russian and English. And I'm like, bro, like, first of all, I don't know you. Like, who is you? Then I see the security guard. They see me black and everything. I'm like, hold on, bro. This is setup. You hear me? This is setup, bro. So
And they walk around. They got street sweepers, bro.
Man, bro, yeah. So look, here's what's crazy. So I get there, the driver there with my name, right? And I'm like, all right, now cool. I remember this in the movies. I'm thinking this part cool, right? I walk up to him, Anthony. He said, okay, that's it. Okay. He said, bag? Yeah. So we moving. I'm like, yo, hold up. Who are you? Right? My name Ole. Okay, where we going? No. I'm like, what? What the fuck you saying? Like, right? So cool. So he put me in the van, bro. Now, mind you, I'm on my phone. I ain't got no service. I didn't activate the international roaming shit, bro. I'm all over the place.
Wow.
This makes it worse. He dropped me off at a hotel, right? On a Friday night. I'm in that hotel till Sunday and I don't talk to nobody. Bro, yo, look, I didn't eat Friday or Saturday. I'm on Facebook now, roaming up my phone bill hit about $400, bro.
Wow.
Look, I'm trying to figure out. I'm hitting up my girlfriend at the time.
Yeah.
What's going on? If something happens, hey, Bob, take care of this. Look, I blow my PlayStation out because I'm trying to plug it into the wall. I ain't got the surge protector. all rookie shit that all of the rookie shit that can happen to you happened to me.
For real though.
So then coach finally come up after they had the game and everything. Ain't nobody prepped me, say they had a game or nothing. He finally come back, man, finally give me something to eat. I'm still pissed off, right?
Yeah.
That experience pissed me off. So you know what I did? We had practice Tuesday.
Oh
I went fucking. I went at everybody.
Oh, bro, what'd you do?
Everything. I was so mad.
How many posters, dog? How many posters? How many bodies?
I came up. I'll put it this way. They just like throw it. They were like throw it.
That's that guy.
And look,
that's that dude, y'all.
Bro, it was so simple. And like, playing wise, you know, I had to get adjusted to it. The game was kind of different.
Yeah, for sure.
All of that, bro, that experience in itself, and then like me having to adjust to my teammates to the point where, hey, we figured out how to communicate. And I speak a little bit Russian. They're like, hey, stop calling these plays, call out numbers.
Yeah.
You know, then 2 out 3, Shatilli, Pat, Shai, 7, all that stuff, call out numbers, and I'll figure everything else on them. You know what I'm saying? So, man,
nice.
That first year, I still made the Ukraine All-Star team, played against guys like Pat Beverly, Devin Green, Khalil Elamine, really, really tough guys, which helped me, you know. And so that first year was horrible, but, you know, I made the best of it.
Right.
And then, which I say was one of the best years of my career, is Hanover.
Yeah.
And what a lot of people don't even know is the only sole reason I came there, because I had bigger deals on the table, is because of my best friend. Right. Daniel Holloway.
Preach.
You know, my guy, it was his first year coming out, and he was tearing the league up at the time. He was leading the league in scoring.
Right.
And what I could bring to the table. And he felt that given where they was at, that I can make an immediate impact.
Definitely.
So I was like, okay. And so I took a pay cut to come to Hanover.
Yeah.
To play best friend.
Preach,
and
bro.
At the time, Hanover was in 10th place.
Yeah.
Right? I come there and we end up till 4th place. And we got a phenomenal team now. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Team. From the 1 to the 5, then you got 5 through 8 or 9. We had a great team.
For sure.
Right? And so once I got there, I knew how I can impact once again, because I was a guy where, you know, I'm humble. I knew my skill set. I would never do anything outside of my character. I'm going to probably try to get you 10 rebounds. I will protect the paint. I am gonna talk my shit to you, and guess what? I'm gonna dunk on you.
Preach, bro. Preach it.
I
Preach
mean,
it.
now, and not even
Hey, bow
bro,
down to the mighty Slack.
bro, and not only that, bro. I'm gonna look you in your face for 48 minutes.
Preach.
Oh, and people didn't like that, right? And so, but after
Yeah.
the school, and a lot of people didn't understand it, bro. I love the game so much that anything motivated me. You know, I knew he gonna give me 20. You know, Dre Mango, he gonna hit some threes for us. You know, we had A who could stretch the floor where I can actually work more.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? We had BMO, who was a lights out 3-point shooter.
Lights out shooter.
Then we had Jock, who's basically a point forward.
Right. Jock's handle was ridiculous.
So
ridiculous handle.
Who was it?
Jock.
I can't remember him. Like who?
Jock Jones.
Jack Jones. Yeah, of course. Sure.
With the handle.
Never mind.
Yeah, with the hand. And so, man, we had a great team, and we built chemistry fast. You know, and Mamu, now being the coach he was figuring out how to get us to play together. Right. He allowed us our freedom as long as it worked.
Yeah, for sure.
And so when I came there, I'm like, man, great. I know what my guy gonna give me. We're gonna be great. I already know about E. He gonna feed off. And I'm the motor, right?
So
I'm the motor. So long as y'all follow my energy, y'all skills gonna be good. And so like we were killing things, you know. And we were down like 20-something at half. I can't remember the team name, but we're down 20-something at half. We come in halftime, my head down. Man, I'm like, man, we getting killed. You know, E coming there, man, hey, wow, this is going, oh, great. And now all of the German guys, everybody getting excited. I said, listen, I don't even care about scoring. We're gonna kill it. We're gonna work hard. We come back and we win that game by like 7 or 8.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so I'm excited because I see the potential of this team.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I see the potential of the team. And so I'm loving it. We go from that 10th place up to 4th place. Everybody's having fun. Everybody's enjoying themselves, you know, and then unfortunately, I break my hand.
Right.
You know what I mean? And the crazy part about that is I broke my hand and I didn't know until like halfway through the second quarter of the game.
Wow.
You know, I tried to catch the ball and I like, holy crap, something going on. And then I'm still playing. My hands swell up. You know, and so that in a sense was the downward spiral of that team.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
You know, I mean, we can get into that till you want, man, but that man, that time frame there up into Germany, man, I loved it, man. So we can get into that. I can tell you about the rest of my years, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. Definitely. And like I said, you know, Rene is a Hamburg guy. I mean, you know, Hanover guy. So I'm gonna let him jump in there, man. Go ahead, fire away at the big slap.
First of all, like that Ukraine story, I think it was one of the most authentic stories we ever had on this podcast. How you presented that, and I was looking forward to this whole thing so much, just because we had just recently or during the whole process of this podcast, we had a lot of guys who play here in Europe right now, and they came somewhere, let's say between 5 or 3 or 1 year ago, and when Slack was here, a lot of things were different. Like imagine we had like things like WhatsApp or iPhones or smartphones didn't really exist, and it's not like you can sit down every evening here in Germany after your practice and make a video call with your whole family. It wasn't that way 10 years ago. So it's like the old school stories that we have right now, how it was like old school in a certain way, it's just cool. And I mean, I can even relate more to that because I have some ties to Ukraine. My grandma's from there. I've been there a few times, and that makes the story even better for me to listen to. And I can absolutely imagine how that was, like every part of the story. It's a crazy ass adventure you've been through, being there. I mean, you played in Kiev in the capital, or did you even went out somewhere?
Semperopo, but they were phony. But we played against Kiev. I would have loved to be in Kiev because 2 of my guys who I knew were there, and Kiev was the only place at the time that had TGI Fridays, and they used to go there every Friday.
Nice.
I didn't, man. I didn't. I was cooking chicken, rice, and like
Ate the same thing for 6 months. I feel that.
Normal what I can with what I had, you know. So,
wow. And then Germany, like when you came here, did you enjoy it? That it was different. That you had like, I think compared to Ukraine, it was a lot like easier to get to all those people, and people I think are better at English also, most of them. So how was that for you? This cultural difference? Did you enjoy being here?
Yeah, I loved it. The first thing I realized was Germany is way more American at the time, was way more Americanized than Ukraine. You know, from food to the people, just the energy that you feel there. You know, we understand Ukraine is a third world country. You know, and then Germany is way more advanced. And so that for me was more comforting. And having my best friend there, you know, better. Yeah. But then also just what a lot of people don't understand, just the people, man. Right. You know, the people first and foremost. To me, like Joe know how I am. I'm a people person. You know, the people first and foremost invited me with open arms, and like just to have that, I call it that security blanket, man. When you know they're paying you to do your job, you're doing your job well. They love you. They're personable. You know, it takes the load off your shoulder, especially as us Americans who are away from our family, or some of us have kids away from our kids, can't see them how we want to. You know, to have that extended family, having these people inviting you in your homes to cook, you know, for try to make you feel like you have a home away from home. And that's why I really love Germany. And I truly wish things would have panned out different, you know, because I knew we could have did some damage in that league and actually went to the top league at that time.
For sure.
And, I loved my time there. I truly did.
That was beautiful, a close call. Yeah, for sure. And yeah, I mean, I can relate to that. Like, if you guys were like around the corner, I would invite. We could sit down here and have a chat right now. It's just yeah, it's cool. Yeah, it was really close. Like as you said, like the that you broke your hand, of course, was somehow the turning point. But
for sure.
God knows what would have happened if that didn't work out that way, and what would have been after. So what was after the season? How did it go for you afterwards?
So after that season, I ended up just kind of regrouping, healing myself. I went and got a second opinion on my hand, just to kind of make sure that was good. And then I just kind of got back to work, man. Kind of figure out what the next move was, and I actually landed up in top league Austria.
Nice.
And I played for the Munden Swans, and they actually were coming off of the championship and had a pretty good team. And at the time, I ended up going over there on a 6-week contract. Their big guy ended up having a really severely sprained ankle, and they needed a big guy just to come over there temporarily. Well, as I always tell you guys, my work ethic, my motor, and just my energy,
right?
You know, like it sets me apart. And so once I got there, like people loved me, you know, and like, man, this guy doing everything he said he can do. He's dunking on people. They just throwing it up. He's already getting plays. He's defending, you know, he's blocking shots, you know, he's making impact plays. And so I ended up in Austria. They ended up, instead of signing me for 16 weeks, signing me all the way for the whole season. Nice. You know, and so that was a blessing. And so meanwhile in Austria, the injury bug hit me again. You know, we were actually top 2 in the league, if I'm not mistaken. And I go up for a lob and get undercut, and I tear my meniscus.
Oh, man.
But me being me in the situation I was in, I had a personal situation where, and I've kind of told a lot of people about this, my youngest sister was dying at the time. And I, in a sense, trying to protect my family by making sure finances and things were set.
Understood.
You know, so if I didn't pay at that time, I was under that contract, I didn't get paid. So what Anthony did was ended up having surgery on his meniscus, throwing the crutches away the next day after having surgery. And I think I was back practicing maybe 2 weeks later, if that. Okay.
Whoa.
Hold on 1 second. My dog going crazy.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Let us see him, man. Let us see that thing. Boy, look at that. That boy would. If he get pissed off, it's a wrap.
Yeah, you hear?
Look, he had to come on here. Hey, listen, let me get on my shit real quick. You run up on daddy when he around, what's gonna happen?
Yeah, man. But so ended up having that, and then ended up getting on cortisone shots and everything. And I knew I was never the same because I came back fast, but I had other things on the agenda, you know. To me, pain tolerance was the least of my worries.
Yeah.
You know, so I came back and I stuck out there almost to the end of the season. You know, they didn't re-sign me. We actually ended up losing, and we won a Super Cup, won a Super Cup. And I think we lost in the semifinals or the finals. I didn't play much. But so they didn't re-sign me because of my knee injury.
Yeah.
What I came to find out and realize was that not only did I had my meniscus, just the arthritis build up, I had a bad knee, just a really bad knee. And after that, man, after that year, I kind of came back to Illinois at the time where I was living. And I was just like, man, like, what am I going to do? You know? And I was like, man, I still feel like I can play, but I know I'm not healthy. So luckily, I played on a semi-pro team, Joe, and on 1.5 legs. You know?
Yeah, and you was getting buckets there too. I know. You know, I see your footage. You was beasting. You was doubling and killing, dog.
Man,
I already know it.
Craziest thing, I didn't go to practice a lot because like I was still where I started working a job, man. You know, like I had the thing to take care of. Sometimes like, I said, look, I know my job and I know my skill set. I can come get you a double and go home. These guys, they're trying to make it. I'm like at the point where like I don't know if I want to keep playing.
Yeah.
Just doing this because I still got that little in me and people
need it.
You know, and so I ended up playing, and bro, man, I got 30 and 21 game at the start of 4th quarter. I get ejected
for sure.
You know what I mean?
Beast. Yeah, you're a beast.
30 and 20 at the start of a 4th quarter of a game. I already had a tech for dunking on a guy early in the N1. The start of the 4th quarter, my baseline spin, dunk on his head, and flex on him, right?
Yeah.
Tech, get out of here.
Gotta go. Before you start a riot.
I'd have 40 and 30 on y'all fucking head. Excuse my language. I'd have 40 and 30 on y'all.
Freeze.
I mean, but once again, and that was on 1.5 legs. And so after that, though, I just felt like it was too hard for me to stay in shape. And the mindset and the level I knew I wanted to consistently play at.
Yeah.
I just at the time wasn't doing it. So, man, I ended up like just saying, you know what, like just take some time off, you know, time off from the sport and kind of figure out if this is what you really want to do. And that's kind of what led me to like just saying, okay, man, basketball ain't for me right now. I had started losing the drive from it and didn't really love it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand. 100% understood, bro. But let me ask you this, man, because, you know, the thing is you've had a decorated career. And there's a lot of people that don't understand that before. See, here's the thing. A lot of guys think that they just come to Europe and they just, you know, get paid and it's just going to be all lovely. But they don't realize the amount of work that you got to put in stateside before you even get here. You know what I mean? So that you can get proper bags. So what advice would you give to guys? Like a lot of dudes, they jump in these showcases. They get ripped off in showcases. But a lot of players also, you know, they're delusional because they think that they're much nicer than they really are. So what advice would you give to some young American right now, maybe in your hometown, high school kid or college kid that wants to play overseas and just, you know, wants to get paid to hoop? What advice would you give that person?
First and foremost, like I said, and I said this in this call already, be real with yourself.
Great.
Be real with yourself and be real as far as exactly where you are skill-wise, right? You could improve, but you will never be able to improve on the things you need to improve on unless you understand and know where you're currently at. And then also find something you excel at.
Yeah.
What is it that you excel at? If you are a rim runner and a shot blocker, excel at it, right? If you're a defender, excel at it. You have to find a reason for a coach to confidently put you on the court every day.
Preach.
And then you can work on the other aspects of your game. You know, like a lot of them like to skip step, but that's my advice is doing that. And then my advice is build a resume. It's like a job. What are you doing? Are you consistently working on your game? Are you putting yourself in a position to be seen? Because basketball is a job. They're paying you. Will ask for a resume, right? So what have you done? We understand these showcases, but you have to ask yourself, what's the purpose of this showcase? Where am I trying to go? What path am I trying to take? You should know if you're league material or not. Don't lie to yourself.
Preach, bro. Exactly.
Because there's people overseas that make more money than some guys in the league. You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But you got to be real with yourself and your skill set. Okay.
Right.
And if you don't have a resume, you have to build one. You can't try to get, the $100,000 job if you don't have a resume.
Yeah.
It's like I take it to a corporate job. You start at the bottom, customer service. You start back at the very bottom. What it is, proceed, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
You're not dominating here. You can't get that promotion, baby.
Preach.
You know what I'm
Preach,
saying?
bro.
True story, yeah.
You ain't getting that raise. So go to here, build your resume, get this job, take this job right here, dominate this job, and guess what? If you're good enough, they're gonna come find you.
Man, say it, bro. See what I'm saying? That's why we love you, Slack, because we wanted you to come out here and tell these dudes the real, man. I don't mean to cut you off, but me and you both know, and Rene knows too. And I hate to say it because they be thinking I'm just the old bitter hater. No, everybody that know me in my prime know I dunked everything. A lot of these dudes are delusional, bro. Like they think that they're nicer than they really are, and it just can't be that. Like just like you said, if you gonna lie to that dude in the mirror, bro, this business isn't for you, period.
Right? Because you're going to eventually get exposed at some point, right? So if you can tell everybody and also film lie at times, but you got to ask yourself, what are you great at? I knew at the time when I was growing up, I couldn't catch the ball good. I didn't have post moves. I knew that damn near touching the top of the backboard, and I knew you could not outwork me.
Yes, sir.
I used that to forge my path. I knew if I didn't score, y'all ain't scoring. You feel me? That was my MO until I was able at will.
Yeah.
And coach, he's not going to score, but he's going to give us about 2-3 blocks a game. He's going to go in there and fight and try to get 8 to 10 rebounds a game. He's going to give us each point. And so then, I built up that offensive thing. The offensive. But I was
sure.
You see what I'm saying?
That's real talk.
I wasn't a primary scorer. Like we said, I let my guy eat. That's your role, baby. I need you to go get 20. I used to tell him,
yeah.
I'll lock up. I did my role. Now, if guys had that mindset, once again, it's being a realistic person. If you come in and said, hey, coach, I can go on people. I can get you to this. I can disrupt some things. I can make the game easier for my teammates. They'll find a spot for you. But don't come here telling me you're going to give me 15 or 20 and you got to take 30 shots to do that.
Right. And he's being humble, ladies and gentlemen. When he was in Hanover, it was a few 20, 25, and 15s in a few posters and bodies. He over there bullshit y'all right now.
Facts. Now I could get it, but it wasn't my role. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and you also like the way how you ended your career, basically. I think it fits to this whole story because you wanted to put everything in what you have, and as soon as you saw or as you noticed that you can't put the effort in that you would like to, you just said it's not for me anymore, and that's wise decision. And that shows how you have been as an athlete, as a professional, that you put everything in and that you always wanted to be at that point 100% all the time, every time. You also have to be a professional in your free time, when you sleep, when you eat, all around the clock, and not just in practice. And that's what a lot of people are missing too.
Exactly.
I'm not going, bro.
I was about to say, and something I also speak on is how you have to find things that motivate you, right? Yeah. Like when we were talking about Hanover, some of the things that motivated me was not only the fans, but Joe, we always talk about this, how I got energy from you at times.
Right.
Remember how like me coming into Hanover, not understanding the environment, but seeing, okay, man, I got a man I got a hype man in a sense who give me that same type of energy. You know what I mean? And so like for me, it's like, even let's say if I did had a bad game at times, I hear Joe on that mic still going hard.
Right. I'm going crazy.
And I still hear the fans too still going, man, I'm going, man.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's the type of thing I need. So for me, it's like you have to find what motivates you. And I use a lot of different tactics. Like, sometimes I come to a game, we talk, and I'm like, oh, I'm feeling jumpy today. You know what I mean?
Sir.
I'm like, yeah, we're gonna get it, man. And so just to kind of have that for me was kind of just that motivating factor. Like, man, like you got too many people around you that want you to be successful.
Exactly, bro. For sure.
So why would I mess up, And so like we're talking about the nutrition aspect and the sleeping aspect, and that's something we neglect. A lot of athletes would think, in a sense, we're Superman. We can go, when we're early in our career, we can go play a game, then go out and party and do all this and come back to it. But longevity-wise, it's not great.
For sure.
It's more so, what are you on an average, you have about a good 7 years in basketball. Longevity-wise, you can kind of prolong that based off of what you do. Are you stretching before, after bed, after games? Are you eating? Are you hydrating? Are you staying away from like a lot of sugars and these things that in a sense is going to hinder you from reaching your peak performance level?
For sure. Because
your team needs that. Anything less than your best, you're cheating not only yourself, but you're cheating your team.
That's so real talk.
And so as we talk about building that resume, it's like, man, coaches, because of all technology, people have access to everything. So they want to know, outside of get your skill up, how committed are you to this job? And then as a person, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
How are you to being better? And so a lot of players today now think, hey, I'm going to go play in this rec league. I'm going to get some highlights from this rec league. I'm going to go try to make money doing it. And I'll keep it 100 with y'all. I get up on my couch and go get y'all 20 and 10 off of rec. Like, bro, like really, you in the gym 2-3 times a day, and you let me, I'm closer to 40 than I am 30. Come do this to y'all. And I'm talking.
For sure.
And so for me, like, people like, man, this is just a game. Y'all don't understand it. If I'm out here playing,
just a game.
That's
it, bro. Yeah, really, it's a beautiful mindset, bro. And I tell you this, man. I was during the pandemic over here in the lockdown. I was all over your workouts and trying to handle your workouts. I couldn't handle none of that shit. Hey, you see me. I got the disco body. I was doing arms, shoulders, arms. Wait, when you got the squatting and doing your back workout. Oh, I had to tap out on your back workout, bro. Really, I wanted to tell you that. I respect your workouts too, bro. 100%. You go hard, dog.
That was my outlet. I had to find a way to still release all that energy and that competitive nature I felt from playing.
Yeah.
Why it was a thing I fell into. It was a way for me to push myself to be better, and the more results I got, the harder I wanted to go.
Exactly. You're looking great too, bro, by the way. For real, though.
Appreciate it.
I ain't with your I ain't with the back
Joe does.
Workout, though.
Joe looks good too, doesn't he? Like, seriously.
Joe got it, man. Don't let Joe fool y'all, man. He's still full.
Man, you don't want to see my legs, bro. OG legs. Man, if your dog see my legs right now, it would be your dog gonna be wanting to eat. Soon as he see my leg. Oh, that's a chicken bone right there. Let me get on that.
Ooh, man.
It's so good to see you though, bro. Real shit, man. Because we're fans. I mean, not only are you the homie, but me and Rene, man, we're truly fans of yours, bro. Like, we love the way you play with that passion, with that energy. That's not something, and I tell my young guys, I'm coaching the U18 team now. I say, hey, I can't put dog in you. I can't teach you how to go hard. People are born with that. You're born with that, bro. Real talk.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, bro, it's how bad you want. You want to say something, Nate?
No, I just agreed with what Joe just said.
Yeah, and I agree, man. At the end of the day, a lot of players are growing up in this soft environment now. There's no toughness. Like, Joe, back in our day, bro, when we played, we had to go on the park at first. It was playing with the old guys. You got beat up, you couldn't call fouls. They had to call fouls for you.
Right.
And so, but that is still that dog, but nowadays it's you take the best players and put them on the best team, so there's no competition.
Yeah.
And so there's nobody
facts.
getting exposed. You know, so
Yeah,
where's
for
the,
sure.
you know, and so that's one of the things I see now. AAU now has become an entertainment platform.
Yeah.
And for me, it's like you're missing out on the entire point of basketball, you know, and it's creating an environment where a person has to truly thrive by working hard, right? And that's got elite NBA stars and then the rest.
Yeah,
you
for
know?
sure.
So it's all in that mindset, you know? And so you got all these young players, they go look at YouTube videos and they go outside and practice a 8 dribble combo move that you may do once in a season, right?
Yeah, that's right.
My thing, I always tell you, listen, everything you do is efficient. If you're not going to do it on the court, I don't want to hear about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A 5'7" point guard could get to the rim in 3 dribbles max from
Right.
30. We don't need all that. All we trying to do is beat our man to a spot.
That's it.
Right? That's it. However you need to do that, great. But 7, 8 dribbles, man, come on now. You know, like me on you, oh, you gonna know. No.
Right.
You know,
You
but
can't do it. Exactly.
It's that mindset, man. You know,
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
dog eat dog world.
Preach.
You get exposed if you ain't ready.
Yeah, that's real tough, man. And so, I mean, do you ever think about coaching before we go? Do you ever think about coaching? Because I think you would be a great coach, man.
Yeah. So I coached for about 1.5 years in junior college, a little bit after I retired. But at the time, I sucked at it because I was coaching from a player's mindset.
Yeah, I feel you.
I had, like I said, we had just got out of bed. I had just kind of retired and was just like kind of still trying to figure all that stuff out. And like I kind of went to coach and I was just like, okay, well, I'm coaching like I'm thinking I should be playing.
Yeah.
You know, I got these forwards and they're not going as hard as me, so I'm on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I'm
not understanding that in order to be a successful coach, you have to truly understand your players and where they're at in their mindset.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm in my mind's like, bro, like y'all should be killing. Y'all way more skilled than me, right? But I would dog you, and that was my mindset, and that was just still me in player mode, not coach mode. And so I mean, I did it for a little bit, man. I coached the AAU team for a little bit as well. I love that, man. But just I saw the game changing, you know, and just the commitment that I felt in the way I coached, that wouldn't be good. I still have the old school ways,
right.
Like. I'm gonna tell you suck, or I'm gonna say let's get in the gym. And if you're not committed to getting in the gym with me, forget your excuses. Get to the end of the bench.
Yeah.
It's just simple. Like we're gonna be real. If you tell me you want to play like this, how much work have you put in? You know, like really quick before we get off. When I coached AU, I had a 5'6", 5'7" point guard, man, named Dakota Cremines. Nobody wanted him to play with him because he was too small. And all he could do is really fast, Joe. He hated it. When I was at Illinois with him, 6 o'clock in the morning workouts, shooting on a gun, defensive drills, everything, right?
Yeah.
One summer, Joe, we had a team down 50-1, and he was in like the 7th, 8th grade at the time. But then he went on to start varsity his sophomore year, became a really, really prominent guy. But then he ended up switching to football, and he won a national championship, I think, 2 years ago in football at his college.
That's awesome, man. That is awesome.
It's just the work ethic. You know what I mean?
It.
It's putting in the extra work. And so just, I know what it takes if you're willing to put in the work. But in our day and age, we don't have many kids that's actually willing to go through the trenches like we did, man. That's why like coaching for me is like, it has to be the right thing, you know? It has to be the right circumstance, man. So I would consider the line though.
Definitely. Anything you want to add to that, Rene, before we go?
I wanted to add to that I really enjoyed this conversation we had right now. We waited for it for so long. Glad that we made it happen right now, that we had sitting here talking those old school stories. And I even thought about why shouldn't we get E. Holloway and Slack together at some point.
Sure.
Probably around probably around, that would be our first like conversation with 4 people, but it would be an amazing idea. Probably around Christmas or something. We find some time, but thanks Anthony for being here with us and sharing all of your stories, your crazy journey through professional basketball and everything else. And yeah, Thanks.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you, big dog. And I want to thank you. I want to thank you, man to man, for all the people that you've ever dunked on, man. Thank you. I appreciate that, man.
That's the laundry list, baby. I got some bodies, Joe. But man, I appreciate the opportunity to get on here and share some of my old school stories, share my part of my experience in Hanover, man. Just basketball wise, on and off the court, and just how that community as a whole impacted me in my basketball career, man. So I appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to the conversations we have, because me and E got some crazy stories to tell y'all.
Oh yeah, we're doing a part 2 for sure, bro. We can't wait, man. We look forward to it, bro.
All right, thanks.
I appreciate it.